Welcome and thank you for watching. As you know, this is Afro Revolt, a channel that always try to highlight you on things that are happening across the globe. You know that Julius Malema, the party leader of Economic Freedom Fighters, that is EFF, in South Africa, became fourth in the last elections, or rather last South African general election. But since then, there was a formation of a government of coalition between the Democratic Alliance DA and ANC, led by Cyril Ramaphosa. But EFF is facing a turmoil in the recent times due to some defections from the party, which is causing a scar within Malema's party, and he feels that these are betrayers. As we saw it recently, Floyd Shivambu, one of the fierce men, or someone who has been bold in fighting for reparations of land that was taken by the whites, he left EFF and has left, or rather caused different conversations. And in this video, you want to see Malema castigating this move. So let us watch this and make a reaction in the end.
If that issue is there, let them raise it. And they must tell you at which platform did they raise it and what was the response. That's why they go around spreading malicious rumors, because they've got nothing politically solid as to why they betrayed the movement of the people. I was never in the negotiations for GNU. The SG was there, the TG was there, Vuyani was there. I was in Polokwane throughout the discussions of GNU. I was called by the Secretary General when the negotiations collapsed that you need to come back and apply your skills and find a way to reach out to these people that you worked with before, because we're not hearing each other. I was the first one, by the way, who said we need to join the GNU, and even declared that in public. The only difference I had with them was that I will not join the GNU that has got a DA and Freedom Front Plus. Comrades, today they say to you they were offered positions in the negotiations, and when they came to tell me, I denied them those positions, and I went behind their back to speak to Cyril for me to become a deputy president. Here is your Secretary General. Do not do it here. Do it silently in my absence. SG, were you ever offered any position in the negotiations? The answer is no. They were never offered any positions. Maybe in their imaginations, they imagined positions. There was never any position offered in the negotiations. We've never. They must tell you who did. I'm saying this in public. Mbalula can contradict that if he wants and say we offered them 1, 2, 3. There was never such a thing. If you remember the Marikana Commission, when Dalimpofu challenged Ramaphosa in the Marikana Commission, Ramaphosa said to Dalibat, you said 1, 2, 3 outside before we came in here, because that is his style, wanting to embarrass Dalimpofu. I want to tell you here and now, I've never asked any position of deputy president from Ramaphosa, and I will never do that, because I don't have anything to do with what Ramaphosa has to do. I met Cyril and I said this in public, repeatedly, and I said to Cyril, we cannot go into a coalition with the DA and Freedom Front Plus. We are prepared as the EFF to stay outside and allow you with your 40% to constitute a minority government. And you can be guaranteed of our vote every time you come into parliament, as long as you don't go with these two of the DA and the Freedom Front Plus. There was never any name mentioned between me and Cyril except the name of Veronica Mente. I said to Cyril, even when you constitute a government of 40%, you must know will demand Deputy Speaker to hold that government accountable. And that Deputy Speaker is Veronica Mente. That's what I told Cyril in the discussion of two people. I said this in public. After that, even after I said this in public, Mbalula responded and said he find it unprincipled that people have 4 eyes. And out of that 4 eyes, EFF president goes and speak about what happened in that meeting. I told President Ramaphosa in that meeting, I'm going to have to repeat what we discussed here. Because I know in the future, people are going to misinterpret what we spoke about. President Ramaphosa agreed that I can communicate anything that we discussed in that meeting in public, because there is nothing untoward which was discussed in public. So who are these clowns to come around and say, I've ever asked for a position from Ramaphosa, that they were offered ministers and I denied the ministers because I desperately wanted to be the deputy president? Fighters, I'm the one who said Floyd Shivambu can be Minister of Finance. I'm the one who said I'm even prepared to stand aside as long as you have Floyd Shivambu as a Minister of Finance. Today, I'm the one who went around seeking for positions. So fighters, you must never listen to the doomsayers who have an agenda to destroy our movement. This movement will never be destroyed by rumor mongering and position mongering by individuals who seek themselves more than the revolution. We have a duty here, Comrade SG, to propel our movement forward. We have a duty to unite these forces. And as from today, as agreed in the War Council, Secretary General will be the chief whip of the EFF in Parliament and lead the forces of the EFF in pursuit of a radical movement in Parliament. We will not abandon our radicalism in Parliament. We will not abandon our quality input in Parliament. And no traitor is going to tell us to abandon the Progressive Caucus. We are in a Progressive Caucus because we agreed on a progressive charter. But let me tell you, we are not in alliance with MK. We have nothing to do with MK. What MK does is none of our business. We disagree with MK. We are going to contest MK. We are going to say what we want to say and how we feel about MK. But when we arrive in Parliament, the Progressive must unite against the GNU of the racist DA and the Freedom Front Plus. We have no business to be concentrating on MK and what MK does. And no traitor is going to dismantle that which they never established. Before we established the Progressive Caucus, there was never a traitor perspective that said, when you arrive there, you must go and constitute a Progressive Caucus. We did it on our own, without being told by those who tell us today to stay out of which they don't know what went behind this idea. We might be angry, we might be disappointed, but we must never lose focus of what we want to attain to the people of South Africa, and they've been proven through electoral support. Unite. It is not us who chose MK. The people who chose MK said, you guys go there and become the opposition, and we are going to become the best opposition. Comrades, the GNU must be declared the enemy of the EFF. I am shocked because these people who left and who are now willing to leave and who are silent as we speak now are the ones who are saying we must join the GNU. They said to us that we must join the GNU, the DA and Freedom Front Plus will walk away. I asked them the same question I asked even during the negotiations. Just few days ago, at the anniversary of the EFF, and Dalimpof is my witness. I said, if we go into the GNU, the DA doesn't walk out, what do we do? They said the DA will walk out. I said, we've heard that part. What if they don't walk out? They said, we stay. I said, well, I can't stay in a GNU with the DA and the Freedom Front Plus. I refuse. No, the people want to take us to GNU. We are concentrating that the possibility of these people going to GNU is very high. They go a different direction of where they wanted to take us. We refuse the GNU. We still refuse it. We don't want the GNU. Fighters, we must make sure that all our councillors and all the deployees are disciplined and continue to pursue that which they have been deployed for. The GTU shall fall under the office of the president, and all powers that belong to the deputy president will go into the office of the president. And everything else that looks like the former deputy president shall be dismantled in the EFF and then gotten rid of with immediate effect. The GTU and all those who served in the GTU under the deputy president are dissolved. You want to deploy anyone into the government on behalf of the EFF, you shall report to the office of the president. We are taking charge of our organization now. We are tired of entrusting in the hands of wrong people. We have been betrayed for too long. We have been sold out for too long. We have been trusting for too long. We need to take it into our hands and run it ourselves. We'll live forever, because everybody who hasn't performed well as a deployee of the EFF on Friday next week shall receive the letter from the GTU to ask why you should remain in your position when you have not brought the result during the elections. Comrades, we are opening a new chapter now. And this chapter exists without them. If you want to belong to the previous chapter that has got them, you can go and join the previous chapter. We now are opening a new chapter, and this chapter shall exist without them. Our destiny begins now. We are marching forward without them. If you are still longing for them, you know where you can find them. They are no longer here. Nothing that looks like them is going to be found in here. Our organization is going to be a pure EFF. Our organization is not going to be EFF during the day and MK at night. Our organization is not going to become GNU during the day and EFF at night. Everything is EFF. We don't speak any other language except the EFF. One of the leaders of the MKP told me in Parliament that the EFF, some of the EFF leaders were so helpful, you know, the way they welcomed us, the way they helped us here in Parliament. It was as if they are members of MKP. And I said, oh, which ones? Oh, that's good. Which ones? I was given a list of those that welcomed them. And they, for a second, MKP thought these people were members of MKP. How can someone think I'm a member of another organization? It's clear that you have not been with us. You have been with them. We have nothing against what those people are doing. Even those who left the EFF when we arrive there in Parliament, we'll debate on the same side with them like we did now recently with Mutletama and Sipombata, who come from the EFF. When we found them in the MKP, we're never hostile to MKP because it has got members or former members of the EFF. We worked with them in Parliament. The same way we're going to work with these ones. Our friendship will start and end on that platform called Parliament. Outside that, Sitle, the president of the Student Command, you are right. We have no progressive caucus anywhere. We have no progressive caucus in the universities. We have no progressive caucus in our communities. We have the EFF Student Command and the EFF. Progressive caucus in Parliament, in legislature, in councils, it ends there. When we leave those places, we assume our full independence as organization and confront each other toe for toe, because we are in contest for power, all of us. Comrades, we have made it very clear that as we live here today, we are going to KwaZulu-Natal. We will listen to the structures of the EFF, and on Monday there shall be a clear direction of what's going to happen in KwaZulu-Natal. We will never abandon that province. It is our province. We are going to contest it and we are going to win it. Fighters, even here in Gauteng, you must never surrender all the wards that have gone to MKP. You need to go into those wards and contest those wards and bring them back into the EFF. You have done it with this election. You put Mashaba where he belongs. Mashaba used to be a loudmouth that thought he was something he's not. And then you went to all those words that Mashaba took from us. You reclaimed all of them now. That's why the PEM man is well behaved, because you taught him politics. That politics is not equivalent of producing a hair product. Comrades, invest in this youth. You lose some votes. You are going to lose some friends. I've been where I am today. That which you see, I've seen it before. That those who were very close to me, I woke up one day, they were nowhere to be found. That those who betrayed me today were the closest after my wife to my glass of water. I now ask myself, what if these people poisoned me? Because every time I stood up to go to a bathroom, I gave over my glass to them. That's how much close these people were to me. But let me tell you, I will never lose confidence on humanity. I'll never lose confidence on the leadership and the cadreship of our movement. In revolution, you must all accept there will be days those you trust turn against you. It's not only in revolution, even in our personal lives. Those we trust, one day they will wake up like strangers and people who are not known to us, especially as we keep on losing votes. You must know, every vote you lose, you stand a chance of losing so many opportunities who are coming to you and closer to you because they thought you are about to become something. It doesn't only happen in politics. It happens even in families. You must be alive to that reality. I thank all of you for your messages and your Bible verses. I even thought someone died or something, because it was read chapter what and chapter this and I was like, they don't know that it comes with the territory. It looks like it is going to happen for as long as we are in the struggle. But it doesn't mean we must lose confidence and trust in humanity. Comrades, I'm very proud that I stand before you today. There is no single one of them who can ever say I betrayed them.
Yes, having watched this, you can clearly see how furious Malema or Julius Malema is on the move made by some of his close allies who he has worked with over time to build the EFF party. Malema feels that this is a betrayal, and these are people he has helped to move from one space or rather one region to another in terms of their political ambitions. But still, these people have dark sides that he has never exposed because he has been so much caring about the political movement they have formed and their aim to transform South Africa. So he hasn't been so much focused on the weaknesses of these allies. But in this video, we see that more things or more unravelings will emerge as we continue, because Malema seems to be exposing the ills that the friends or Floyd Shivambu had while they were together, and he feels that Floyd Shivambu wasn't worth being a leader. I know that this is a hit at Malema, and according to one of his advisors who I had talking yesterday, he said that this is just a drop in the ocean that doesn't even affect the party. This is just some passing cloud that Malema has been undergoing, and he knows how he will manage it. You know what is happening or what is helping Julius Malema? According to me, I'm a Kenyan and I always follow the political happenings in South Africa. Malema's boldness and talking without any favor or fear is one of the strongest, or rather the strength that he holds against all opponents, and that one has made him grow politically in South Africa and becomes one of the feared proponent or one of the greatest sons of Africa. Another thing that Malema always makes me happy with is how he champions for African or the unity of Africans, and this is another strength that has been always helping Julius Malema, because he always fights for a more united African front that can champion for even a common currency that people can trade freely. That is something that is very, very interesting, and Africans have bought the idea. That is why Malema has sparked or is more famous across Africa and even in the entire world. So I want you to tell me, do you really think that the movement of Shivambu or the ouster, because Shivambu it seemingly is going to get a job in the government, his move, is it a good move, or will he really affect how EFF has been operating? Is this a setback to the party? Will the party move forward from this situation that they are facing now? Because you know, Malema has moved from where the party was considered as the main opposition party, but now they came forth, and since they haven't formed a coalition with the government, they are considered as a lesser opposition party as compared to that one of Jacob Zuma. So tell me what you feel about it, and if you're watching us for the first time, kindly consider to subscribe to this our channel, and also like and share this video. Thank you, and may the good Lord bless you.